which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There's no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. It's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon. What's better? They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no, Bitcoin.
So welcome to the channel. Today we are respecting the pump here on CryptoTube. We have some green across the board and we're going to discuss whether this is a price trap, whether this pump is for real, or do we have to watch out for down below. We got some bullishness and bearishness, so hang on in there, watch this one front to back, like, subscribe, and let's dive in. So let's start here with the charts over on TradingView, BTC versus the US dollar. I've got this on a 4-hourly time frame and I've pretty much picked out some of the key momentum shifts in the market here. So this pivot point at around 16,400 bucks, this bottom red line, this is an area to watch out for. A closure below there sends us towards the bottom of the range once more. This kind of region in here, 15,500, maybe around 16K, somewhere around there. However, with today's price spike moving up to over 17,000 and almost 200 bucks on some exchanges, you can see where we're at. We've pretty much spiked these previous highs, are at a level of resistance here. And so again, this is another key pivot in the market. A break above sends us towards the range highs, more towards this area, 17.5, maybe even $18,000. And at which point, if we get there, people will be asking, is the bottom in?
The bottom is in.
So plenty of eyeballs all over these charts. Are we going to spike the highs once more and have another push up? We can then start to look further back towards these charts and other areas of previous resistances. We'll be looking towards 20K potentially in the most hopium of cases, but there still is a lot on the table here. The range lows are seemingly in the rear view mirror for many at this point, but it is way too early to be calling bottom is in at this moment in time. Let's jump into the news and see exactly what is on the agenda for Bitcoin. So first real bullish piece of information we've had over this last week was Fidelity allowing investors to get involved with purchasing Bitcoin. So this is actually for retail investors. Fidelity, one of the giants of investing, huge AUM, something like $4.5 trillion. They've opened up their own markets here for BTC. So a major institution in the US doing this is certainly bullish. And also, could they potentially have been timing the bottom here, which would be an awesome change in circumstances, as typically when big companies enter, it's usually near the top. So has Fidelity played an absolute blinder here? Well, let's have a little look at some of their brief history here. They began mining back in 2014, so they know a thing or two about Bitcoin. They also launched a spot ETF in Canada for BTC in December of 2021. So there is history there. And on top of retail participation into the Bitcoin markets, they're also allowing individuals to actually add Bitcoin to their 401k plans. This has had a load of scrutiny and pushback from many US senators. There were 3 in total. One of them quoted as saying this: Fidelity Investments has opted to expand beyond traditional finance and delve into the highly unstable and increasingly risky digital asset market. So you can feel the kind of posturing there, saying that Bitcoin is pretty much unsafe and warning investors of this risky asset class. A very salty approach indeed. In a more bullish market, you would see BTC printing a big green candle off the back of that news directly. That did not happen. This was announced 2 days ago. But something that may have left its mark on the charts is this out in Brazil. Brazil has officially recognized Bitcoin as a means of payment, and more than that, a means of investment as well. So this isn't as big as maybe the El Salvador adopting BTC as legal tender story, but this is a very fast-growing economy, one with a lot of many young individuals in it and a huge population. As someone rightly tweets out in bullish fashion, 260 million people in Brazil, 21 million Bitcoin only. Brazil just a step away from allowing Bitcoin for payments and investments. So this is all due to be penned in by the president in the coming day, and this will see the asset class opened up and really endorsed by the nation. And along with this, a lot of Bitcoiners will be born in Brazil. So these are most certainly steps in the right direction correction for Bitcoin and a return to more bullish times potentially, or at least this is good for the future adoption here. Now to bring you some bearishness. So this coming in from Dylan Leclerc, this is all about Bitcoin miner capitulation. Something we've started to see here. The hash rate is actually due to adjust down over the next few days. He tweeted this out, hash rate starting to turn over here. The hash rate 7-day moving average is now 13.7% off all-time highs. Mining difficulty projected to adjust -9% a week from now. Early stages of another minor capitulation by the looks of it.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
We've also seen a collapse in the price of many Bitcoin mining stocks, the likes of Riot, Bitfarms, Marathon, and others, down quite hefty percentage terms and seemingly getting absolutely nuked in the traditional markets there. So obviously not a good sign for Bitcoin miners generally. And if we look at this data here as well, Charles Edwards posted this earlier. We're seeing the third biggest Bitcoin miner selling of all time, as denoted by the blue line down here. So Bitcoin miners are being forced to sell. So the issue with this right now is that the hash rate went up to all-time highs. A lot of miners on the network, very competitive space, good for the security of the network. However, with price diverging from hash rate so greatly, this means that it's less profitable or even unprofitable for some miners to stay online. What happens when your business is not making enough revenue, but it has a product it is producing? It has to sell that product wholesale. So the Bitcoin miners have been selling en masse. You can see this huge spike up here by this blue line as the price is diverging down. Now the hopium case for this is that if Bitcoin gets a bit of a relief pump from here, more miners move out of that threshold, the danger zone of being unprofitable, back into profitable times, and can sustain their mining. This would potentially ease the pressure on those miners having to sell in mass. But that is a hopium case. As we can see from the data here, a lot of miners are doing very poorly, and there is a likelihood that they continue to capitulate here. So a potential cleansing in the industry may be happening right about now. And now in typical fashion, what we see with Bitcoin on the precipice of a major momentum pivot in the market, you have Jerome Powell come into the microphone. Yes, the master of coin, Jay Powell, is about to speak at the Brookings Institution. So speech by Chair Jay Powell, 1:30 p.m. today. He'll be talking about the economic outlook, inflation, and the labor market. So his tone, whether that is hawkish or more dovish, will definitely have a big impact on risk markets. So we could get a tell as to whether interest rate hikes will start to slow, maybe to 25 bips, or whether Jerome is steadfast on keeping the federal funds rate up.
According to Jerome Powell's thinking, that should quash inflation by getting the Fed funds rate up. Well, he's barely gotten it up.
That's what she said.
Sorry.
So plenty to play for in the crypto markets. A big day and a big few days ahead. The monthly close for BTC tonight is really going to set up where we head over the coming weeks. So if you're in the bottom is in camp, or we are nuking to new lows, drop me a comment down below and let me know where you stand on this price action right about now. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
So zero, belly down, big fucking win, Mashevsky, do quad, zero, so zero, belly down, big fucking win, Mashevsky, do quad, zero, FTX, what is just a big fuck fest? Fuck fest, Caroline and SPF, I mean, shut up and fuck fest, left and right, all day, like goddamn, Caroline and SPF, I mean, shut up and fuck fest, so zero, belly silver, big fucking win, Mashevsky, do quad, zero, Ponzi, zero, that is disgusting! Imagine SPF in a fucking orgy!